Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Kim and welcome back to Uncommonkim. Hello, so today I'm doing a really cozy sit down Q&A. This idea was given to me by the lovely Tony. Hi. And the reason she gave me this idea is because she bought me Lego. She's officially my favourite person just because she's bought me Lego. This is Animal Crossing Lego. I think this is like the bunny outdoor activity because there's bunny at the top there. But I thought I would sit and build Lego while answering a few questions that you guys have sent in, either on my Instagram or on my YouTube. So I thought we could sit and answer some questions while I build this very exciting Lego set. So let's get going. Okay, I'm in my pajamas because I thought cozy vibes. Here is the Lego. I'm really nervous. I don't know why. Good God. That's empty now. But because I'm a hoarder, I will keep the box because I have problems. It's quite a beefy manual. That's fine. Right. Hold fire. Oh, that's better. I've adjusted. Okay, so the first question I actually have a group of them from Tony herself. Go and check out Tony on Instagram. She comes under Nerdy Book Lady and she is a lovely lady, so go and check her out. So I have a bunch of questions from her on my Instagram, so I'm going to answer all of them and then we'll go over to the YouTube ones. So she said, who is your OTP? I had to Google what this meant. How old am I? But it means one true pairing. This is quite a difficult one actually. Do you know what? I actually think my one true pairing is Will and Tessa from, what's the series called? Dark Art of Isis? No. Infernal Devices. Bit light, there you go. The Infernal Devices is one of my favourite series of all time. Probably is my favourite series of all time. That series wrecked me. And Will is my favourite character in the Infernal Devices. So I'd probably say Will and Tessa are my one true pairing. If you know, you know. I still have the softest spot for Jem, but Will has my heart. A whole heckin' heart. Sorry, I've opened this and look who's staring at me. Bunny! God, there she is. Bunny! This is really freaking cute. This is also going to make me want to buy all the other Animal Crossing sets. So, next question from Tony is, what hyped series have you not hyped? Belladonna. The Belladonna series. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. I read like 50 pages. I just really didn't enjoy it. What else? I like Belladonna's my main one. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've not hyped. Because everything else I've kind of like understood, if that makes sense. But Belladonna, I just did not. I just didn't like it. And I know so many people that did. And I was just like, no. Oh, Wheel of Time. I hated that book. I DNF'd it at like, I think 50 pages to the end because I was so beyond done with the plot. So Wheel of Time is another one. I hated Gideon the Ninth. But I've recently hauled it again because I want to give it a second chance. Because everyone's been talking about it, and I'm like, well, maybe it was me, maybe it wasn't the book. But I think it is the book. Tony said, was what gives you the ick? In a book or in real life? Male character, when it says that he's biting his lip, because I've seen too many TikToks and things where people take the piss out of it, and it's beyond the funniest fucking thing ever, because it's literally like it's just so weird. It's just so weird. And it's just not a bit of me. Also, overprotective siblings. Because it just makes me cringe. I'm like, just let your sibling do what they want to do. I think Ugly Love is a good representation of that. It just makes me cringe. Also Feybound, where I can't remember what her name is, but the little sister, like, she's just very cringe. But then when she gets in a relationship, then the older sister's just like, yeah, you do you, that's fine by me. But she's very protective over her up until that point, even though she's the younger sister. That gives me the ick. I can't read that. And not so much ick, but I don't like any kind of rape at all in a book. I can't deal with it. That will be a DNF for me most of the time if it involves it. Yeah. Then Tony asked, what trope do you hate? One horse trope. It's just boring, isn't it? One horse trope. One horse trope I don't like. I don't really... There's not many I don't like, if I'm being honest. I'm quite easy when it comes to tropes. I'm not like... There's none specifically that I don't like. Whether that's just because I haven't read an awful lot of, like, different tropes. We've got a little platform, and now we have a little log on the platform. Cute. Tony's next question. How do you feel about DNFing books? I think if you're not enjoying it, you DNF it. Like, whether it's, you know, if you genuinely don't enjoy a book, what's the point in giving it the time of day? Like, really, what is the point? Like, there's no point. There really isn't. I also think, yeah, okay, you might feel bad because you bought the book, blah blah blah, but you'll get over it. You'll get over it when you read a book that you actually genuinely enjoy. There is literally no point reading a book if you just don't enjoy it, because you'll force yourself into a slump. You'll put yourself off of reading, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It really isn't. So I think if you really are not enjoying it, in the bin. In the bin is my answer to you. In the bin. Sorry, I ran out of space. Yeah, so if you want to DNF, you DNF. Simples. And the next question is, who's your favourite booktuber? Now, I watch an awful lot of booktube. Like, a ridiculous amount of booktube. My favourites kind of alternate through time. Someone who I will always go back to is Steph, from Steph Loves. She is a big favourite of mine. I've been watching her for years. and I think I will always watch her, to be perfectly honest. Also love Jade from Jade Ray Reads as well. Becca in the Books. Leanne from Literary Diversions. Who else? Meg from Meg with Books. Meg I go to for a hell of a lot of like mystery recommendations. Love Kayla from Books with Lala. I am addicted to her content at the moment. So I love her. Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy. Mel from Eleanor Reads. Lexi from Books of Lexi. I literally, all of these people I constantly watch and repeat. I don't miss a vlog, I don't miss a video, I watch every single one that they bring out. I'm also Patreons to Steph and Jade, because I just love it. I love what they do and everything they bring out, so I am a Patreon to them. I'm also a channel member to Kayla, just because I just love their content, and if I can get more content from them, that's what I will do. So yeah, I don't have like a very specific favourite. I literally watch everyone. I watch Gavin as well, and Katie from Katie Coulson. I think she is hilarious. I literally, yeah, I don't have a specific favourite, but I do watch a lot of booktube. Next question is, what made you want to start a booktube channel? Honestly, I've done Instagram, well, Bookstagram, for must be about 4 or 5 years now, and I've loved it. It's been great, but I did fall off the bandwagon a bit. I'm not as active on there as I used to be. I would still post on my stories quite often. It's more just posting. I don't do it very often anymore. Nothing against Instagram itself. I've just fallen out of love with it, really, to be honest. So I stopped doing that, and then that's when I got really into watching Steph and Jade and all of those kind of people, and I just went, you know what, I want to give this a go. And so I started just, you know, filming on my phone, doing little videos here and there, quite enjoying it. And so then I took the plunge, bought a camera, just because it was easier when it came to like editing and things. And now I've been doing this for just over a year. So, wow, no, it would have been a year in April, so a year and a bit. And I love it. I actually didn't think it would be one of those things that I continuously love to do, but I do, which is very surprising, because if you don't know, I have ADHD. So I love to do the thing where I start all these new hobbies and then they last all of 2 seconds and then they go in the bin. But this hobby seems like it's staying, which it's fun. I'm happy it's staying. Next question is, when did you start Bookstagram? I kind of nearly just answered this. I think it was it 2020 or was it 2019? If you go further back enough on my Instagram, you will see my account used to be completely different. I used to have a Harry Potter account. I was one of those. A Harry Potter nut. As I've mentioned before on here, I don't talk about it very often, because I don't agree with J.K. Rowling anymore. And so because of that, I kind of keep my thoughts to myself. But I used to have a Harry Potter account where I used to collect all things Harry Potter. and I did that for a year, 2 years, I think. If you go back further enough on my Instagram, you can all that stuff's still there. And then I think it must have been beginning of 2020 I then turned it into more books, just before we went into lockdown. Question is, how old are you? And my answer to this is, what year is it? That's what I always say. I'm 24, so yes, I was born in the year 2000. That's the best way to keep track of how old I am. I'm 24. My birthday is the 4th of March, if you want to know, keep track. Yeah, simples. About to have a tent, lads. We've got a tent! And then we connect these. How do we do this? I'm confused. How cute. Look, so you've got the little yellow tent. And there's a little bed inside and a little light switch. And you've got the little poof and a little campfire. That's really cute. What's your favourite trope? I do enjoy the one bed trope. I think ACOTAR brought that out of me. Also, friends to lovers, I've discovered recently, is a new favourite trope for me. You, Me on Vacation brought that out of me big time. I've never cried so much about a book. This book got me into reading. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder got me into reading. I bought it from Tesco because I'd always been into like mysteries and like true crime and things like that. So I bought it while I was in Tesco, and it was a vibe. It was an absolute vibe. I then bought the next book when that came out, and yeah, it just kind of flew off from there, really. It was and is. Who is your favourite author? Holly Jackson. Holly Jackson is my favourite author. I do have multiple favourite authors, like Holly Jackson, Sarah J Maas, Cassandra Clare are some of my favourites. Also John Gwynne, that man has my whole heckin' soul. Maureen Johnson. Who else? Oh, Sebastian T. Castell. Yeah, like, I'd probably say Victoria Schwab as well. Like, there's a few, but Holly Jackson is my fave. Pretty much. Last question from Tony. Jesus, Tony, you sent so many questions. You obviously want to know the ins and outs of my life. What is your all-time favourite series? Now, I'm going to do this in genre. So in genre, in mystery thrillers / YA mystery, because that's what it is, it's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. That series has my whole heck and heart. It always will. In fantasy, it is the Faithful and the Fallen series, which is an epic fantasy series. That is my favourite series of all time in fantasy. It even beats like ACOTAR and all that shit. Like, John Gwynne is my guy. There's nothing that can top that. And then, do I want to mention anything else? No, not really. Nope, I think we're sorted. that's it. That's it for that question. But yeah, those are all of Tony's questions. Thank you, Tony, for your questions. I appreciate you. You know I appreciate you. Well, actually, we have 4 questions from Mum of Mystery. So thank you very much for your questions, and I will answer them all. So, would you consider doing your own readathon? Yes, I have thought about this quite a lot. I'm currently just coming up with thoughts and ideas and everything else in between of the ins and outs. It probably won't be this year. Probably next year I will plan on doing one. It's just probably just timing. I'm thinking about doing it probably around my birthday, as I think that would be quite fun. I've just got to think of like ins and outs. I've also thought about doing like read-alongs, but things like that I am thinking of doing. I'm just giving it a little bit more time to figure out the ins and outs of it, basically. But if there's anything specific you guys want from me, do let me know, because I do read like every comment. Which fantasy world would you like to visit most? Oh, that's a very good question. Because the way my do you know what? I even know the answer. The Legends and Lattes like world, just because I feel like it's quite chill. Like, I don't want to die. Do you know what I mean? Because I have to think about it quite logically. Because if I go, oh yeah, I'll go to like the Akatar world just so I can meet Rhysand. Actually, that would be a vibe. Maybe we'll go to Valaris. Would you rather be a witch, a vampire, or a fae? Not a vampire. I feel like a vampire is quite not complex, but just annoying. I feel like it would be really annoying because you can't go out on the day, and I mean, I don't go out on the day anyway, not if I can help it, but yeah, I just think not a vampire. I think like a vampire would be a bit shit. To answer that question, I think I'm gonna go with a fae because I feel like I'm less likely to die. Look, look. So we have, as I've showed already, if it will focus. We have a little campfire, then we have our little tent, the bed inside. But then we have this bit that's got like the trees, there are little spiders on there. Then we have a little crate with all of our like net and supplies in there. So freaking cute. I love it so much. Last question from Mummy of Mystery is, what are your top 3 favourite TV series? Stacey. I am a Gavin and Stacey fan through and through. You cannot tell me otherwise. Gavin and Stacey, Stranger Things, and Fullmetal Alchemist. I think it's the Brotherhood one. It's chef's kiss. Then we have questions from Jay. So it's Jayyyw. Why did I say Y? I meant W. Sorry. Again, we have quite a few questions. I love this. So we have, what is your favourite book? Obviously, I've already answered this. Actually, no, I haven't answered this. My favourite book currently is The Reappearance of Rachel Price. That book had me in a chokehold. If you, God, here we go. If you had to guess how many unread physical books do you own? I actually know this answer because I have a video coming soon. I have a new series coming soon where we read all the unread books on my shelves. I think it was 252 unread books on my shelves. There's probably more, bearing in mind that number just includes the book I'm on in the series. There's a lot of series where I've bought the whole series and I've only read the first book. This is probably more like 300, but 252. Do you have any pets, or do you want any? I really want a dog. I really want a golden retriever. Or a corgi. They're the 2 breeds I really want. Currently it's just not doable because I'm never at home and no one in my house are at home. But I have a bunny. Her name is Bluebell. She is 7 or 8. I had to switch to the phone because the camera didn't want to play ball. Yes, I have a house bunny. Her name is Bluebell, Boo Boo, Fluff Bun. She is like 7 or 8 years old. I think she's 8 next month. She is the most cutest thing in existence. She is the reason I'm still here. I love her to bits. We've had her since she was about 6 months old. Yeah, she's the best bun in all the world. You've probably seen her in a few vlogs. She appears every so often. But she's not very sociable. Well, she is to a point, but if I was to go on the floor and lie next to her, she'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? What do you want from me? So I do have a pet. So the next question is, do I have any favourite special editions? I do. They are here. These are my Good Girl's Guide to Murder special editions. Those are probably my favourite of any book I own. They are my pride and joy. If my house was to burn down, fuck everything else, I'm taking those with me. Also my Infernal Devices Illumicrate editions, which cost me a bomb because they don't make them anymore and they're so hard to find. Probably those two are my ultimate favourite special editions. They are stunning. Kitty Zero has asked, what mystery series do I recommend to people to read? And as I've mentioned already multiple times in this video, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, if you haven't read it. If you have, read her new release, The Reappearance of Rachel Price. That is a phenomenal book. It is my favourite book of the year so far. I think it will be my favourite book of 2024. Also, if you're getting into it, anything by Karen M. McManus is pretty good. Maureen Johnson's Truly Devious series is really good as well. These are all like YA mysteries. They're not like adult at all. But they are really good. If you want a bit of a soft, nice, good, fun time read, Richard Osman's Thursday Murder Club is phenomenal. Also, if you want a fucking laugh, Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers is chef's kiss. It is such a good book. It's such a good read. Funny as fuck. I really recommend that as well. I'm trying to think if there's any others that I would... If you want more standalone mysteries, thrillers kind of things, anything by CJ Tudor is pretty good. Most of Lisa Jewell's stuff, but I recommend going with The Family Upstairs first. If you want a sitting on the edge of your seat, what the fuck is going on, you feel a bit sick, you feel a bit queasy, The Night Swim by Megan Goldin. She's recently brought out a second book in that series called Dark Corners, which I haven't read yet, but I'm very excited to. That is dark, but it is very good. Trying to think if there's any others that I'd shout about. Not massively. They're my main ones, my go-tos. You have got 5 Survive by Holly Jackson, but it's not most people's favourites. I still enjoyed it, but that's because I love Holly Jackson, so you have got that as well. But they're all quite easy reads, as long as you don't mind. Obviously, check trigger warnings for Night Swim. Otherwise, you should be good. Robin Reads Books has said, what is my favourite book of the year so far? And as I briefly just mentioned, it's The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson, which is her new release for 2024. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. It was a very good read. Very gripping, had me from start to finish. Really recommend that. G_reads asks, what entices me to a cover? Honestly, usually colour. I'm really drawn to like colourful, vibrant covers. But honestly, there's not many things that draw me to a cover. It's usually like I'll recognize a cover from somebody else's like video or something, or an author's name will stand out. But yeah, I if anything's gonna attract me to a cover, I'd say it will be the color. Bookish Rennie, if I'm wrong, I do apologize, has asked if I could enter a book, what book would I enter? Now this is different to living in the world, I think, because if I could enter a book, I'd probably say like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, just so I can be like, yo, Pip, Ravi, I know who's fucking killed Andy Bell, follow me. Rain Alba asked all-time favourite series. Obviously Good Girl's Guide to Murder is the one, but actually thinking about it, I probably also would recommend Once Upon a Broken Heart, that series by Stephanie Garber, because it's very good. I really enjoyed that series. It is a very easy read to fly through, very easy series to kind of get behind, so I do actually recommend that as well. Obviously anything by Sarah J Maas, and also anything that is in the Shadowhunter world, because I forgot to mention that earlier, because I know a lot of people don't like Cassandra Clare. I do. I really enjoy her writing, and I recommend anything in the Shadowhunter universe if you haven't tried it. Obviously start at the beginning, make your way through. This is the beginning, then you gotta go all the way through, but it's worth it. I think it's really worth it. Diane Hack asked, what is my favourite romance book? And honestly, I'd say It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. If you're in for domestic abuse, physical, mental abuse as well. I read that at the perfect time for me. Not going to go into details about it, but I was in a shit relationship before and I got out, and that book I read at the perfect time for me, and it was a phenomenal read. I recently went and watched the film. Never cried so fucking much at a film, like, honest to God. But it's such a good book. On a nicer level, less dramatic level, I really enjoyed You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry recently. Again, a very good read. I did cry, I don't really know why, but it's friends to lovers romance over like a 12-year period, and it's very good. I read it in a 24-hour period, so if you're into that, definitely recommend it. And then the final questions are from Isa, I think is how you pronounce her name. I'm sorry if I've butchered it. It said, any DNF so far this year? The Atlas Paradox. I've had enough of the Atlas 6 series. It's driving me insane. I don't get it. I don't think I will get it, and I'm not interested anymore. So I DNF'd that. I DNF'd A River Enchanted because I found it really boring. Not what I wanted at all out of a Rebecca Ross book, to be perfectly honest. So that one in the bin. Also DNF'd The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I haven't fully DNF'd that, but I have put it to one side, and I don't think I'm going to read it anytime soon, but I will read it eventually. But I just found it really boring, so in the bin that went. And then we have most anticipated releases for 2024-2025. So I have a few. For the rest of this year, I've got Death of Mourning House, which is by Maureen Johnson, which I believe is downstairs. We might have a vlog coming for that soon, because I'm also going to meet Maureen Johnson next week, and I'm really freaking excited. So we have that. Also, the Cinnabon Cafe last year, and I really loved it, and I think I'm going to reread the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and then read the Cinnamon Bun Cafe, Cinnamon Bun Bookshop it's called, straight after. I'm really excited to read that. And then next year we've got a Grady Hendrix book coming out. We've got the third Fourth Wing book coming out. Oh, some point, I think it's this year, we have Fury of the Gods, which is the next John Gwynne book, which I'm really excited for because we haven't had anything from him for a few years. And I think next year as well, we're meant to have the next book in the Stardust Thief. I read the Stardust Thief like last year, and we've been waiting for the second book for ages. And I loved the Stardust Thief, so I'm really excited to read the next one. And it keeps being delayed, so hopefully next year we might get that. Next book in Swordcatcher as well for next year. Yeah, we've got loads coming out next year, so I'm really excited for that. Hopefully Holly Jackson might have something up her sleeve. We can only but hope. We'll see. Yeah, that's all the questions, but we haven't finished building the Lego, so I'm gonna do a time lapse of me finishing off the Lego.
Just where it was needed, gleaming black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing, faces merge and change, but your face remains the same. Swallows will be here by dawn, and when we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt. Significant life, just what it was needed, clean in the blackest night, cloistered in injustice dead, and in the eyes of time, nobody is losing. The sparrows will be here by dawn. When we finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt.
So much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit different to what I usually do. Let me know if you enjoyed it or not. Like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you soon for another video. Bye.